Hey, today we're going to talk about Mene, the healer with the shark for some reason, who can revive the teammates because, I guess. And yeah, today we're going to all her abilities, what I suggest building on her, and where I think she will shine. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. If we compare Mene's stats with Zeron's stats, it becomes pretty clear that her attack and HP is lower than Zeron's, her speed is higher, but only it's still low. And also, her defense is the biggest selling point of her base stats, with 628 being even higher than Veronica ones. So if you think about Mene, keep in mind that she doesn't scale as great as Zeren does with HP, but she scales pretty well with defense, so it's probably easier to get a high defense value while maintaining a good HP base. You can say it like that. If we look at Mene's transcendence, we can see that she gets ally team speed +5 on 4-star and another +5 on 6-star, leading to a total of 10 team speed. This is actually kinda amazing. She is the first of her kind. Others, there are other lower rarity characters who can also get speed, but only for themselves. So Mene is officially our first speed imprint for the team, which can make the difference in arena if your team is 10 speed faster than the enemy. Now we are coming to her Mene's abilities, and S1 is her basic attack, which heals the lowest ally by 13%, while also attacking, of course. Keep in mind, it also has a burst effect. On burst 1, the effect is the heal is applied on all allies. On 2, all allies get 25 action points, and on 3, it enhances the heal amount. Many don't have 5-star Mene yet, so we can't really test it, but if it's at least double the value of the initial value, then this would be already really great. Coming to Sharks Are Friends, the second ability, her S2 heals all allies by 35% and reduces the duration of debuffs by 1 turn. The heal itself is pretty average, it's not really good, I'm gonna be honest about that. But it's on a 3-turn cooldown, which is fine. Reducing the duration of debuffs by 1 turn is actually kinda strong, because it will, if you have like 7 stacks of debuffs for some reason on you and you reduce the turn by 1, it usually greatly helps with getting rid of a lot of them, right? So the debuff duration decrease is actually kinda nice, but it's the only way for her to remove debuffs, and honestly, if only one of your abilities removes debuffs, she is not the most reliable debuffer, right? So her last ability, Wakey, a 4-turn cooldown, gives all her teammates attack buff. Attack buff must be by, I think, is 30%, and resurrects all slain allies. So afterwards heals all allies by 35%. Resurrecting all your slain allies and then healing them, it's kinda strong. It's the first of a kind, and this is the ability that makes Mene special. All what we talked before is nothing special, but this ability makes her great in arena in your cleave teams. Her last ability, Chain Passive, her chain effect. She has a companion effect, and after attacking, heals the caster and the ally with the lowest health by 15%. This can be slammed into any team, and she will always trigger the ability because of a companion effect. The dual attack effect, after attacking, heals the ally with the lowest health by 13%. This ability will rarely trigger because most of your teams, most of the units who trigger dual attacks will always trigger the dual attack of the ally with the highest attack, so you will rarely see Mene triggering dual attack effect. Her exclusive equipment is Finn the Shark. Finn the Shark reduces fire damage taken by 20%, and her passive ability is Mene's exclusive equipment. It increases the speed proportional to lost health. The passive is kinda known on Rona and so on. It's a reliable passive, but overall the Finn the Shark as an exclusive equipment is currently not needed. For 1, reduces fire damage taken by 20%. We don't have many fire units in arena. And second, increased speed proportional to lost health is on paper very good, but it's not that important. It's still one of the reliable passives, and if you go for Mene all in, you should consider going for it too. It's not something that redefines like Wade's exclusive equipment, but it's still very useful exclusive equipment in the end. From my point of view, Iron Messiah is currently the strongest weapon on Mene. It applies a barrier equal to 15% and I think probably 30% on the highest level for one turn on the ally with the lowest health when using a single target skill, which your S1 should count towards too. This allows Mene to heal and also apply a barrier on the target. If you put those two things together, it will be up to 40-30% barrier and heal on the target, which is actually huge, especially if you're in a situation where Mene is the last character against a bunch of random units from the enemy who survived in the arena. This means Mene will be extremely sustainable for herself, allowing her to get to her ultimate to finally reset the fight. This might be controversial, but I think Resurrection Token is the best accessory in the game, and it allows on the highest level to resurrect Mene by 100% for 30% of her max health. So this is kinda amazing of course, and it allows Mene to go from her resurrection into resurrecting the whole team, giving your team another fighting chance. You will want it on speed or defense. Those are the two stats which you are caring about on this accessory. If you want to build Mene, focus on health and speed. While evasion for some strategies might be viable, we all know that Cindy exists, and Mene with 150 base evasion is not that amazing actually. So she will far more be often hit against a team with Cindy than your Veronica with I think 200 base evasion volt. So why health and speed? The problem with Mene is that while she has a very high base defense, she has also a very low HP percentage for a healer, right? And as a unit that is built around being defensive, this is not really good. Because HP scales basically proportional towards the enemy damage. While defense is more like a graph that will flatten down the higher it goes. Means that you will lose value as higher as defense go, making it less and less effective. At least from how it works in this game. It is different in other games, but in this game, defense scaling is getting worse and worse the higher it goes. So why speed? You want to get your turns. That's the thing. I mean, you could play also a 0 speed Mene with 107 base speed, but the problem will be that she will never get her turn before the enemy cleavers lap her for 2 or 3 times, right? If you keep in mind that, for example, many wins run with 260 to 280 speed, if you are on the base speed, you will get lapped at least 2 times, and it's very hard to survive it, especially with a low HP pool, right? And if they have 2 cleavers, she will definitely die. So you want to get at least 1 ability out. You can survive 1 cleave attack with Mene, but not 2. Or at least you shouldn't. That's what I want to say. So what gear sets do I prefer? Currently I'm running speed because Chimera is the most efficient right now with counter set and speed set on it, while also critical damage not being useless, making it a very potent dungeon. And speed, while her initial value is very low, so she doesn't benefit that much from the 25% speed, she really needs to not be overlapped by the enemy, right? So speed is totally fine, but try to get as many health percentage and speed substats as you can. Accessory, I'm currently using HP percentage simply because my HP is way too low on the speed substats. I think personally the HP sets are the best ones on her with high substats on speed, because it will deal with her biggest weakness, that's the HP pool, while also maintaining if you have the subset with the speed, right? So if you have the HP set, you can totally get away with the resurrection token on speed. I don't have a resurrection token on speed, I only have it on defense. And I think if you have a mix of HP set and resurrection token with speed substat, with speed main stat, you can get a very potent Mene. So yeah, Speed or HP I think are the main ones. Counterattack could also work, but counterattack relies on the enemy team. If they are all single target, which is not currently the case right now, then counterattack loses its value. And counterattack also gains value with the weapon that triggers the 30% barrier, right? So keep that in mind. For Talisman, go for Vanguard Charm if you want to go for PvP, or if you want in PvE, heal a lot of your characters, right? Vanguard Charm gives you a lot of AP every time the enemy uses an array attack on you, except for counters. So it's not really very good on her because she will be able to spam her burst heal on her S1. And if you have S3 that burst level 3, it's amazing. Else, if you are in PvE, you just want to focus either on an advantage element depending on the enemy, or on your non-attack skill chain point generation, right? So for PvE, those two are super variable. I think Saint Charm, and the right one is Chain Charm, and the middle one is let's check it again. One moment, I will go over. Yeah, so for PvP All-Star, Vanguard Charm is the best on her because chain points doesn't matter in PvP, and you will be able to burst as much as you want. For PvE, like I said, the Sage Charm is really good because if you have an elemental advantage, it doesn't matter what you have, you will generate AP, chain points I mean. And if it happens that you actually want to use the abilities rather than using your basic attack, then you want to go for Saint Charm because Saint Charm gives you reliable chain points on her S3 and S2, but they have cooldowns, so it will not be triggered every time, and often it ends up that you don't need to heal, and then this does nothing basically. Right? So keep in mind, depending on the situation, those three talismans are definitely the best. If you want, or if you don't have better options, Tactical Charm can also work for AP generation, but it's definitely worse than those options. Okay, let's test Mene now in Arena, right? And I don't know if I will win or lose. I will just attack the strongest one. Will change my team, explaining why. I want to play Cleave, right? I will use I wasn't sure if I want to use D-Stellar as the anchor, but I will use Mene and D-Stellar as anchor and just simply win spam and hope that it works. If it doesn't work, we go in round 2 and 3 with different lineup. So let's see. Enemy team has also has 3 defensive units. So my job is to kill the enemy before they resurrect. I don't think I'm in an advantage here, but yeah. Honestly, let me switch it up because I think I want to cleave to it like no tomorrow. Okay, I'm back, and yeah, as you can see, we will just go onka donka uga uga all in on cleave and pray that it works. I'm not sure if it works. We will see. Let's test it out. Okay, so this is like all in, right? And with Mene we have a reset, but if we time it wrong, we will get punished. My Cindy should be faster, but because of some weird stuff in this game, my win goes first. It happens quite often. I even had cases where my Sigma was way slower than my Valentine and still went first. Not much we can do here, so we lose on the Cindy buff. Still managed to hit all. Okay, let's go like this, and as you can see, maybe we don't even need Mene. Now I'm thinking, do I want to kill the Win or do I want to kill the Mene? And Win will be revived if I reset her now, so I will focus on Mene probably. This is a hard decision actually. Let's go with Mene. Because when you can already see here, if I would not kill Mene here, or at least attempt to kill her, Win would be revived anyway. So we will go to that and hope that our own Mene survives to do the reset. So in this case, I have no reason to use the ultimate, so I will just S2 and hope that at least Mene survives. And as you can see, the speed helps me to not get overlapped that much anymore. And yeah. Mene use her ultimate, so that's the thing with her in defense, is you can't control when she will ult. In this case, she didn't revive anyone. So now I kind of feel like I can do whatever I want. I just hope that the revenge doesn't get triggered. I don't mean revenge, the counter attack. And we can go for win. And boom. Just like that, we cleave through, and even if he kills my team, I still have my second chance with Mene. Didn't happen quite that Mene got a turn right now, but whatever. Okay, now we try our second one, and as you can see, the enemy team is super bulky, 6-star Stellar, there's no way I can win, but I still want to showcase Mene, and if it's not my Mene, at least the enemy Mene, so let's jump into it and get destroyed by 6-star Stellar. I hate this barrier. So this time my Cynic goes first, as it should be, and by a big gap. We will go for a first attack, see if we can find out some weakness in the enemy team. Damage not very amazing, even though the buffs. And you can already see I attacked the absolute monster. I'm not sure who I'm supposed to attack here now, but because I want to showcase the enemy, as an enemy Mene will anyway use buff ultimate, so that's why she's not so good in defense. But yeah, this is how to lose. I still wanted to test it out, and yeah. Now we will see her ultimate, and of course only attack buff if she's first. My Mene kinda goes early. This is now a hard decision for me what I'm supposed to do here, and yeah, the only logical case would be to use my S1 here because it heals, so Mene should be full heal. And yeah, so defense teams in the current state very hard to crack down, and you still lose if you go second turn because simply the barriers and the heal, right? So as you can see, this arena one is doomed to be not good, but maybe we get a second turn with the ultimate from Mene and a wonder happens. This is Stella's first turn because she already has S2 up. Okay, this will be interesting. Enemy Mene gets for heal, Saren goes for attack, and we overlap Veronica, who doesn't have ultimate anymore, so we will go for our own. We are not worried about Veronica ulting here in this case. Let's see what happens. Okay, Veronica focuses our healer, which sucks, but can't be helped. Revenge triggered from our Stella. And as you can see, the ultimate gets reset, which is kinda huge. It won't be huge. In this case, it will kill me anyway, because I will die to D-Stella. And yeah. As you can see, enemy defense on full defense cancel stuff is super hard to deal with. We see the enemy burst, enemy full healed. There's no way I can win this, so just giving up. Yeah, and this enemy team, as you can see, is a very strong team. Like, especially with the 6-star D-Stella. There's not much we can do currently. Need to wait a year to be able to compete with that on attack. Here another high variation. So again, I will just attack into it, but it has no mana. I want to, if it's not my mana, at least let's showcase the enemy mana. Not the case. I don't want to look like a coward, so I will attack the strongest one. We'll go all in with cleave and see what happens. So, Cindy buff, and fast as you should be, going for the first cleave. Enemy's nearly dead. Let's deal with the biggest threat, which is Noah. Not quitting, but still find them enough damage to kill the DPS. Wait. Tio should heal herself. Yeah. Mene, yeah, that's the point of Mene, is of course I have nothing to do here. I will just Cindy is not even worth attacking. He still has passive damage decrease, so I will just go for basic attacks, praying that D-Stella will not trigger here, but I really want the buff upgrade. Let's see if what Rin can do here. And we actually get Tio down, but we will probably get Revenge triggered. No, it doesn't trigger. Or we can kinda go safe. Even if my team dies, I still have mana out. So I'm not too much worried about the solo D-Stellar. Just going for attacks here. 2% down, and it's nice that Stellar's attack is 2 targets, so the passive is not triggered, and yeah, D-Stellar dies. Nice. So there was not much to showcase for Mene, but definitely in defense a strong unit to deal with, especially when you get too many turns thanks to Veronica and D-Stellar, who can survive very, very long, and even Veronica can keep Mene surviving. I will do one more because the enemy team has also Mene in it and not a 6-star D-Stellar, so I have hopes that I can actually beat him. Let's see what happens. So naturally going for the buff green attack, see what happens. Seems to be high damage. Okay, I can live with that. Enemy team already low. Now I have the hard decision to make of killing Mene, and I don't see any reason to not kill Mene. The problem is I will trigger D-Stellar, but if she's not on Resurrection token, I should be able to at least prevent him from reviving. Oh, she's on Resurrection token, of course. So yeah, there's not much I didn't do here. I don't think I can kill Mene, but we will try it anyway. There's no reason to use my other abilities here because she has attack buff is given by Cindy already. But you can use Mene as a Cindy replacement, but Mene will not go before us win usually, so it might not be the best idea. And now we have the Mene mirror, so you can see the fight is prolonged and it's not even sure if I can manage to kill the enemy Mene, but we still have, even if they cleave through all my enemy units, I still have my ultimate ready, making it kind of feel safe. And yeah, we did it, even without Mene. And also, Mene is a failsafe. I can go way more greedy with my cleave, and Mene can make my teams to cleave again, right? So that's the idea I have with Mene. And yeah, that were my 4 arena showcases. Do I go for another one? Wow. Do I want to auto lose, guys? How do you beat this? I mean, even if you go counter attack and stuff, you can't beat solo Veronica with if your D-Stellar and Veronica survives, the enemy Veronica will still deal with you. And in the worst case, Mene will revive all and then into no thank you. So I could also talk about PvE, but as it seems right now, first of all, Mene is not really an offensive unit, and the current challenge stages mostly want you to finish the fight in few turns. I can see her being useful in PvE, especially with a decrease in duration debuff and also the ability to burst heal on every turn with the S1, making her a reliable healer and giving you a reset button if anything goes wrong with the ultimate. Though currently I'm not sure where to use her. I think Adgen and D1 are better options to find use cases for PvE, because they do literally a lot of PvE content. So with that in mind, I want to thank you all for watching the video until the end. If you are nice, leave a subscribe, give a like, it would really help me, and yeah, I will do more of those videos. Wish you all a good time. See ya.